Hello and welcome to day 23 in this quest for a 2000 rating on chess.com. And so let's jump in here and play another 15-minute game and get an opponent. Alright, so here we go, waiting. Alright, so we're playing a 1624. Alright, we'll start with e4 and see what they do here. Aha, the French defense. So d4. Oh, okay, this is not a normal setup here. Alright, well, guess we could try this since they're letting us put all these pawns in the center. Oh, well, that is crazy. I do not know what they're doing now. Let's see here. Okay. Well, we should develop. Should we bring our other pawn forward? And we'll just develop our knight. Okay. And now just develop this bishop. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right. And let's see here. Should just develop the other bishop, but where would be best? If we put it here, he could attack us with his knight. We could go up here, he could attack us. So let's try that to restrict his knight. And then we'll push up here so he can't attack us with the knight. Alright, then we can push our queen up, have the option to castle on either side. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now, let's see. I mean, we probably should castle on the king side. They're probably going to do that. Now, I guess we could attack their knight. Or should we just go ahead and castle here? They're probably going to develop down this way. Alright, we'll just go ahead and castle. See what they decide to do here. And okay, so they probably should castle. They might be able to bring this bishop. Okay, so they line up here. Let's see. If we were to go forward here, attacking their knight, I don't know, would that be a good plan or not? Well, now we should probably, well, we have this option as well, pushing our D pawn up. Maybe if they capture, we capture, they capture, that wouldn't work. So, should we push forward here with this other pawn, gain some space on the queen side? That's a possibility. All right, where should we put our rooks? I mean, I guess we might as well line up on the king here. So we'll just go ahead and do that. We'll just line our rook up on their king. They're probably just going to develop their other knight here. And we probably should just, develop the other rook over here to... Okay, so now they decide to go there. All right. Well, let's just line up on their queen. Okay. So now, by going here and having his queen here, he's really trying to lock down this e5 square, so I can't chase his knight away. So, should I go ahead and, let's see, if I go there and he captures, let's see. All right, well, I guess I could just grab some space here on the queen side. All right, let's go ahead. If I do that, though, he can push forward with this pawn possibly and attack that one. So we'll just do that and then push forward, see what he decides to do. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so now he's lining up on my queen. All right. Let's see, if I push here, he has too many pieces covering. He can capture. If I capture, I just don't have enough there. So, all right, I might as well line up here, or should I go that way? This guy's really not giving me much here. If I go here with this pawn to d5, they capture, I capture. Let's see. All right, d5, they capture, I capture, they capture, my knight comes up here. All right. Well, all right, should we just press forward here? If we press forward with this other pawn, they could move down to here. All right, so I don't know if we want to deal with that. So, all right. Well, I don't know. I'm just really burning too much time here. So, what do we need to do? How about, should we line up our queen? We'll just go there. See what they do next. Because the threat of this knight and the bishop lining up there, that could be an issue. And now I could possibly move my knight, I don't know, and put this pawn up here, but I've already pushed this pawn. It would create a weakness here on g3. Okay, so he's thinking about moving forward there. Okay. Do I push forward here? That seems to be an option. If I push forward, they capture, I capture, he captures. Let's do it. We got to move forward at some point. And maybe that'll kind of block in their bishop. All right. Let's see. We should attack their knight first. All right. Do we just go ahead and capture here? We pretty much have to do that. All right. Well, let's just continue to capture. Okay. And now, let's see here. We should go ahead and capture again. Well, might as well capture. And we'll see what they do next. They'll probably capture. Well, let's see. What are we looking at here? What do we have? We have 4, 5, 6 pawns. They have 6. All right. Now what? Now what? Okay, what are my options? I have a check. on their king with my queen. So might as well do that. Then all right, so if I check with my queen on a4, then what do? They could just move their king over. Let's see. Check. They could just move their king. Should I attack their bishop first? Attack their bishop. Maybe I attack their bishop first. But then they can just move that rook there. All right, let's just go ahead and do that first. Then we attack their bishop. Let's go ahead and do that. Attack the bishop. Okay, now now what? We can attack their queen. Attack the queen. If we attack that queen, where is best to move to attack this queen? If I move my bishop up, oh, well, we might as well go after the rook. Okay, that makes sense. Go there. Oh, yeah, how long was that option available? You know, move and attack their rook, and now I'm attacking their queen at the same time. All right, what options do they have? All right, well, I don't see much that they can do. Okay, so they go there. Let us just go ahead and capture. So we'll do that. Now we can capture this other pawn and so we'll do that. Now we'll just trade off material because now this bishop can't go anywhere. Now he's going to try and move his bishop here to b6 and line up with this queen. Okay, so he gives that up. All right, well, We might as well just capture that. So that looks to be best. Just go ahead and capture. All right, now we could pin. Well, we might as well just move that forward. So we just move it forward. All right, now we capture. So we go ahead and capture. All right, now we can trade off his other rook like that. And then we have this outside passed pawn, but he does have this passed pawn in the center that we have to watch out for. Oh, and I could have traded queens off. That might have been better. No, I couldn't. Never mind. All right. Now, okay, he can't move here and attack the rook and the pawn at the same time because my queen is covering that. So, how else can he attack that pawn? All right, so he jumps into there. All right, we will just we'll just go here, see what he does. All right, now we just do this, and he's forced to trade queens, and we're just winning here. But we have to get our king in the center here to help stop these pawns. All right, so let's get our king into the action here. All right, should we do that? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. All right, then we'll go ahead and do that. All right. Well, we might as well pick that off and then move our king up. All right. Okay. Well, we'll just back away, see what he decides to do next. All right. We'll just do that. Okay, so if he captures, we just recapture and it breaks his pawns apart. If he pushes forward here, we'll just capture up here. So I think he's forced to capture or push forward here. But if he does that, then he's running out of options here. So what can he do here? All right, so he decides to play that. Well then, let's see, what should we do here? We'll just move here and make him, force him to move. All right, so now we'll just go ahead and pick his pawn off. And then, let's see. We have to be careful here because he's causing some problems. So, should we go after that pawn? All right. Now, just go there and see what he decides to do. All right. Okay, so this is pretty tricky. Probably need to move my king over here. We're going to end up just going back and forth here. I think there's a win here, but I have to watch out. If I just go back and forth, it'll be a draw. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm thinking about this quite a bit, and this is pretty tricky. If I just move back here and then he moves back in this position, I don't want to let his king move forward, but if I don't go here, his pawn will move forward. So, guess I have to try that. And if he moves back here, which is probably what he'll do, then what? Then what do we do? This is so tricky. All right. If I swing all the way back over and he tries to push this forward, then I move up here and check him. Then I have to watch out for these pawns. Just all right, let's try this again. I can't tell if this, if there's more than just going after a draw here. If I move my rook all the way over, and he is higher rated, and I'm running out of time, I could just go for the draw. But if I push all the way over to here, then he pushes this pawn forward, then I'm going to have a problem with both of these pawns. Alright, I guess I'll have to go for the draw, and then because I'm just not sure. I'll have to look in the computer on this game review and see what would be better here. Let's see. All right, well, I guess we're going for the draw. And, maybe I had a win there. I guess we'll find out in this game review. So, what was that? Oh, it only gave me 1 point for getting that draw. Okay, sorry, I probably had a win there, somehow, but I was low on time, and I didn't want to take a chance. Maybe I had to move my rook all the way to the side and bring it up here behind him. Go after this pawn probably. So let's take a look here. All right. Well, yep, it looks like I was definitely winning there. So I probably threw that win away, just like yesterday, where I had a winning position and did not follow through. Okay, so the game ended evenly, but you had some nice moves in there, is what the computer says. So we were even at 80.6. Start the review. Okay, and my opponent, played that kind of strange. I guess he was trying to burn the time down, which he succeeded in doing. All right, I'll just blast through these moves real quick here. Yeah, at this point, man, I'm just so ahead and winning, and I guess we'll see what I should have done in that end game. I don't think I've come across an end game like that before. Okay, so I played at 1750. He played at 1550. It says you had a pretty competitive game there. You played better than your opponent in the opening, but it was sloppy. Both of you navigated the middle game well. All right, well, rook to a3 would have been the best move there, it looks like. So let's take a look at this. We'll look at the analysis, go back to the beginning. All right, so e4, e6. I thought he was going to play the French defense with d5 here, but he did not. And he just plays this, which I guess is to throw your opponent off and cause them to burn time. So I just bring another pawn to the center, which is excellent, but the computer says knight to f3 would have been better. So they attack my e4 pawn. So I go ahead and develop a knight and defend, although the computer prefers bringing the bishop out here immediately. All right, so now this king move, I don't know if he had a mouse slip and accidentally put that king there, or if he just decided to do that to try and run me out of time and confuse me, I guess. All right, so king to e7 is a mistake. Bishop to e7 would have been better, and then he could have castled kingside. So I developed the knight, although f4, okay. I even thought about that, just jumping the pawn up to f4. So it looks like that's what I should have done there, just completely grabbing the center. Now that pawn is blocked in, and later I wished I could have moved that pawn. So f4 would have been better there. I have 3 pawns, just go ahead and grab the entire center with that the f4 pawn move. All right, so the king moves back, and now his bishop can develop. We play bishop to d3, so we just continue developing. They play bishop to e7, although it prefers this knight move here. So now this was probably a wasted move, an inaccuracy. The computer says we should have just played queen to e2 immediately, which could defend the bishop here. Helps us push this pawn forward, lines up on the king. So queen to e2 would have been a better move there. And so now they play this move, I guess, so I can't develop my bishop maybe and attack the knight. I don't know, or maybe they're wasting time to see what I'll do next. So I just keep developing. That was an excellent move, although once again it wants the queen to e2 move. And now another inaccuracy with c6. They should have just developed to c5 here. And counterattacked in the middle, since I have this big pawn formation here. All right, so the queen moves, but it recommends just castling immediately, which I think I do that next maybe. All right, so I go ahead and castle, which is best. They develop their bishop, lining up down through the middle and towards my king side. And now rook at f to e1, although rook at a to d1 is preferred by the computer. And it says that this rook move is an inaccuracy. So maybe it wants to keep this rook here in case I move my knight and push that f pawn later. But queen to c7 is played by the opponent. Once again, it prefers c5. And now we have rook at a to c1 lining up on the queen. And now this is an inaccuracy. Bishop to f4 lining up on the queen would have been better. And with that move, we could get on this diagonal lined up against the queen and possibly push this e pawn here, and then it would be backed up by the bishop there. All right, so these kind of games can be a little more complicated when nobody is attacking and you're trying to figure out what pawn moves to make. Okay, so this knight move was the best, backing up their other knight, developing the knight off the back rank. And a3 is good, but bishop to c2 would have been better. Why? I guess it could help protect this pawn with the queen and maybe reposition this bishop along this diagonal. All right, so a6. I think my opponent is just playing a waiting game, slowly moving his pawns and trying to wait and see what I will do. So I grab space here with b4, which is an inaccuracy. e5 would have been better. Now, why would e5 be better? Because if they capture, then I recapture. Okay, I guess there's that tactic of the rook lining up here and the bishop being able to capture this pawn and attack the queen, and the rook attacking whatever piece lands here at the same time. All right, so we have rook to d8, an inaccuracy, and the computer wants c5 here. Yes, because you can't let your opponent build this strong pawn center here, and gain all this space and not fight back here, because black is slowly, black is just kind of cramped here. Their pieces are really cramped in by these pawns. So finally I decide to move forward, but before then we have queen to c2. An inaccuracy, just e5 would have been better. So they're still waiting to see what I do. They line their rook up on my king, and we play c5, which is an inaccuracy. They want e5. So after capture, that's excellent, but capturing towards the center with the b pawn would have been better. So now we play e5, attacking here, which is best. They move forward, the best move. We capture, which is a great move. Let's see if we go back and look at that. Yeah, it looks like that's the best move, is to just go ahead and capture there. Because it'll block the path of this rook, because one of the pawns will have to recapture. So they capture, this time towards the center. And now they're threatening to just push forward here with this pawn. So we have to break the pawns apart. So we capture towards the center with our side pawn. And they say that's excellent. But in this instance, they said we should have captured the other way. All right, so they capture and we capture. But now it looks like d4 is the best move. But or bishop to c6 right here, blocking the path of this pawn. So now we have a capture here, and this is a mistake. So now with that move, white is ahead plus 4.8 according to this. Knight to b8 would have still left white ahead plus 2.45. So knight to b8, just retreating that knight and trying to lock down this square in front of the past isolated pawn here. All right, so we capture, which is best. The queen captures, which is best. And now queen to a4 check. Did I do that immediately, or did I attack? Yeah, I did do that. So queen to a4. So I found that move, which was best. And they go to king to f8, the best move there. And now we have c6, the best move, just attacking the bishop here. So the bishop retreats to the best position there. But now we have, let's see, c7 immediately is the move that the computer wants. But what did we play? I think we played bishop to b6, the second best move. So, interesting that they wanted this move, because then it would block any attack the bishop could have. But, this pawn would be getting close to queening here. And it would keep our bishop centralized. Okay, so c7. Then it looks like rook to e8. But why wouldn't they just move here? So we'll take a look at that. So looks like c7, rook to e8 is recommended. Then bishop captures. Then d4. And now, ignoring this and playing bishop captures, d takes e3, rook takes e3. Oh no, actually it wants f4 here. F4. I don't know, that seems pretty dangerous. Because, you know, at some point this bishop could try and line up here and, you know, get a bead on the king. Well, we'll take a look at it. F4, I mean, we're attacking the queen, so that has to be taken care of. And then queen to d6. It looks like queen to b2. Now the computer is saying that's funny, even though this has a higher score. Okay, queen to d6, and now now we just retreat the bishop away, and, you know, threaten to push this pawn forward. So bishop to what? Bishop to d7. Oh, okay, it'll be protected. Oh, and this rook would be trapped. Okay. The queen is protecting it. The rook is trapped in there. Well, I mean, I guess the rook can't go anywhere. So the best move is rook to d8. And then, oh wait, d8. I got that wrong. So let's get rid of that move. Delete. All right, rook to d8. And now the best move is just c8, promoting to a queen. You know, rook to c8, it looks like that would have been good as well. But if we promote here, now what is it saying? To just ignore that and play g5? All right, well, before we get too crazy and further into that line, let's go back here. In the game, we use the discovered attack on the queen to attack the rook here. So we played bishop to b6, discovered attack by the rook on the queen, and we're attacking the rook with our bishop. So then queen to f6 here, which is an inaccuracy. Queen to d6 would have been better. So now we have, let's see, capture, which is best, and then recapture, also the best move. And now looks like queen to b4 check would be better. Huh. Okay. Queen to b4 check. And then it's saying the king would have to move here, of course, and then queen to b8, where we start attacking this bishop. Oh yeah, that would have put even more pressure on the opponent. So we can take a look at that. Queen to b4, the king, well, see, they could block with a bishop, it looks like. Bishop to e7. And then we would just go up here and immediately attack their other bishop. You know, or queen to e7, but then we just push forward here. All right. Well, we'll take a look at king to e8. You know, at this point, white would be winning, but you know, the problem is being able to follow through with the win, as you saw, since I bailed out with a draw and, you know, should have been winning this game. So queen to b8, queen to b8. Let's see. So queen to b8. So we're attacking this bishop, which is you know, pretty much a goner. It's saying the best move is bishop to d7. And then capture with check. King captures. And now queen to a7, attacking the king. And we would just be ahead a whole rook here for 2 pawns. All right, so, all right, I'm going to just go back and finish the rest of the game here. So, where were we here? Let me go back a few moves. Okay, so we push our pawn forward, attacking their bishop. They retreat the bishop. We use the discovered attack on the queen to attack their rook with our bishop. They move the queen, and then we capture the rook, which is best. So they recapture, and then here we just pick off a pawn. I'm thinking we can just trade material down, but this wasn't, it was a good move, but not the best. So capture, capture, and now they play g6, giving their king some breathing room here and trying to get their other rook out. And so now c7 is the best move, which is what we play. And then they capture, I believe, which is also the best. So we recapture. And now, let's see. We have king to g7, which is excellent, but queen to f4, attacking this unprotected rook, would have been better. All right, so we decide to trade off here, which is good, but oh my gosh, did I miss a tactic there? I sure did. Man, the better move would have been to just pick this pawn off and attack the queen. And if the queen moved up, I guess, we could just move down. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so this is what I missed. Let's see. I missed this move. Here, actually, wait. I didn't want to do that. Delete that move. All right, so after the king moves, trying to get to safety, it looks like rook takes e6 is better. Oh man. Yeah, not the queen captures, but the rook. So the queen is under attack. Queen to f5 is what it's calling for. I guess they could check us, but then our king could run to safety here, or maybe even block with the queen, but then they'd pick this passed pawn off. So anyway, here it is showing queen to f5, which covers this pawn, because then there's a threat of capturing here with the rook. So something like this. And then queen to b6 to go ahead and cover this. Oh, and also cover this checking square. Okay, well, I missed that tactic. So I'm going to have to find these tactics, do a little better job of that. So in the game, I decided to trade off the rook, which is good. They capture, which is best. Queen captures. And now looks like queen to d4 is what the computer recommends. But they play this, attacking my pawn. So what did I do here? I played rook to c1. And it looks like queen to c1 would have been better. Oh man. Yeah, what was I thinking? Queen to c1 would have been better because it protects the pawn. Instead, I played this, which is still good, but queen to c1 was definitely better. That would protect the rook, protect the passed pawn, which is a huge advantage. So, of course, they capture. But I was thinking, well, this would let me trade the queens off, which is what I went ahead and did. So let's see here. This move, which is excellent. So then they are forced to capture. We recapture. And now this pawn moves. So here I probably should have just run my rook up here. The king can move to here, so I probably should have just brought my rook up here in the back rank and just came in from behind and just started picking off these pawns. Or that would have probably been a better strategy. And then try and get my king over to here. All right, so I start moving my king. It says better would be rook to a3. So here comes his king. F4 is excellent, but H4 would have been better. Yeah, better to bring this pawn up on the side. And now we have G5, excellent, but H5 would have been better. So now what should I do here? I play the best move, just protect the pawn. Here he goes, pushing forward. At this point, I probably should have just brought my rook up right here to c5. But the computer does not look at that one. It's taking a look at this. All right, so e5 is played, which is best. I capture, which is excellent, but king to f2 would have been better. Okay. Yeah, because he could push forward or he could, capture here, but I would pick this pawn off and that would end a lot of my problems. Man, I just misplayed this endgame. And, it was mostly because I was a little unfamiliar with this type of endgame. And so, at this point, I probably should have just brought my rook up here in the back instead of playing defense with the rooks. Rooks need to be attacking and counterattacking. I should have just got up here, and just started attacking his king, trying to attack the pawns. So h4 is actually the best move. G takes h4 would have been better. But, then maybe my rook could swing over. Well, I don't know. It was just a tricky endgame. Rook to a8 would have been better. So now the computer wants me to swing up behind here and just start attacking. So we have f4. Captures is best. And now it's saying king to f5 is the best move, but not too much better. I mean, the obvious move is just to pick that off. All right, so now it wants rook to b5 to get in behind here, and especially to go after this pawn. So that looks like that was my mistake. Not jumping up here and going after the pawn. So instead I blocked. Well, now it's saying this was the best move. So once they go here, looks like rook to b3 would have been better. All right, so before we just end with a draw, we'll see what the computer recommended here. So here it recommends rook to a3, and then king to f4, and then rook to b3, king to e4, rook to b4, so pinning this pawn to the king, and now king to e5. All right, let's take a look at it. I mean, okay, yeah, he has to guard this pawn. So now we have this. King to f4. And, now we can pick off this, but it doesn't want us to. That's the third best move. Rook to d5. It looks like that is recommended. So rook to d5, g3 check, king to g2, although it's even saying king to f1 is better. But now protect the pawn, and then rook captures on h5, and now we have this passed pawn, but now this pawn is moving forward. So now it looks like rook to h7, h6, or h8, so we'll go as far away from the king as we can. And then after d2, we have rook to d8 or rook to e8 check. So I don't know, let's say we go after the pawn, and then they have to protect, but now we can just pick off this pawn, and we have our passed pawn. And what does it say here? King to e2, and the best move is to check, and then if we have king to d1, well, no matter what, let's see, well, the king is in check, so what do we want to do here? Let's say we go here. Well, then now we can just push forward. Like this. And then if they push forward and promote, we're going to trade off, and then this is going to promote. So anyway, I'll show you an example. Well, let's say they don't do that. Well, I don't know. White is just winning now. I mean, if we go here, now it looks like the best move is either to, check or just go here. Okay, and so now, they're going to promote, we're going to capture, they're going to capture, and then our pawn is just going to promote to a queen and we'll win. So I botched that end game up. So I should have remembered that rooks are better at attacking. I should have tried to move up and get in behind these pawns. So let's see, at this point here, yeah, I should have just immediately jumped up here and attacked this unprotected pawn over here. So let's take a look at this. Rook to b5. Now it's saying king to g3 is best. So, if king to g3 is played, well, then we're forced to capture here to protect this pawn. And then, let's see. What would be best here? King to h2. I don't know. That would kind of trap the king. I mean, what if he just decided to do this? Well, that's even worse, it looks like, because now we just move all the way up to here. if they start pushing, well, what now? We just cover that, and we block the king off, and this pawn is marching. Yeah, here, I don't know, black is just lost because this pawn can't really do much. They're just running out of options. So if we have something like that, you know, he can just start marching forward because the rook will just pick that pawn off. If the king goes over here, well, then now we might as well just capture, and white would be okay. So yes, I definitely misplayed that. All right, well, thank you for watching this video. I'll just have to try to do better in the future. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave comments or suggestions or any requests. Thanks, everybody, and have a super chess day.